What's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since I've covered anybody from Teen Mom OG because it's been relatively drama-free, which is great. But unfortunately, all good things come to an end, and it seems as though that's what's going on down in Tennessee, where Maci and Ryan appear to be fighting again. And apparently, according to Ryan's father, she is purposely, allegedly, withholding Bentley from Ryan as a result of whatever it is that went down between the two of them. So this past weekend was Halloween, and Maci posted photos of her family. They dressed up as the Tiger King theme. They all looked to be having a lot of fun. I personally didn't think anything of Bentley being there because Maci and Ryan's family have always been really good about splitting time with Bentley on Halloween. They would trick or treat with him together, then he'd go back to one of their homes, and it was just that. So I assumed that that's what happened this time, but no. According to thesun.com, who exclusively spoke with Ryan's father, Larry, there's a lot of drama going on behind the scenes. You guys, a lot of drama. According to The Sun, Larry told them, and I quote, "Ryan hasn't gotten to see Bentley very much. Their relationship hasn't been going well, and it's not any better. Something came up that she wanted and needed, and Ryan wasn't going to comply with everything she wants and needs, and we've been shut down. Bentley right now, we can't even see him. They're not even allowed to see him. It is what it is." Wow, it sounds as though he is accusing Maci of using Bentley as some kind of a pawn to get back at Ryan. But I don't know if the story is so cut and dry. Listen, you guys, we've watched Teen Mom OG for many years now, like over a decade, and we've come to kind of like understand Jen and Larry as being a little bit on the enabling side of things with Ryan. So what Maci could have asked from Ryan very well could have been for him to pass a drug test, right? You know, like he's been struggling with his sobriety for many years. So, and we already know it was a storyline last season that Maci wanted him to start passing drug tests in order to spend time with Bentley, just so that she could have that peace of mind knowing that he's okay while he's over there with his father. So honestly, I think that that's the theory that I'm going to go with, that that's what Maci asked of Ryan. And Larry is kind of trying to frame it as, you know, maybe Maci asked Ryan for a weekend with Bentley or this or that, but based on how casual their co-parenting schedule is, they don't have anything formal. So Maci technically can have Bentley forever and never share him with Ryan. So I don't think that that's what it is. That's why I'm leaning more towards the drug situation. Anyway, Larry told The Sun that he and Mimi Jen have not seen Bentley for about 2 weeks at this point, which is a long time for them. You know, over the years, they've been very involved in Bentley's life as grandparents, sometimes even seeing him more than his own father, you know, like they've always had a good relationship with Maci and Taylor in order to foster that kind of a situation, you know, with grandparents. Actually, there was a little bit of a time when they had a fractured relationship. Maci had to seek a restraining order against Ryan. She accused him of threatening her and her husband. Ryan and Larry were not happy at all, even Mimi Jen. They accused Maci of being his trigger, you know, the reason why he can't stay sober. They also accused Maci of having a really big secret to hide, that, you know, they're like, oh, just wait until one day people find out this about Maci, this about that. So it hasn't always been peaches and roses, but you know what, for the most part, they have been seeing Bentley extremely regularly as grandparents. So for them to go 2 weeks without seeing him, something serious must have happened. You know, when it comes to, you know, well, why don't they try to fight for like a more formal custody agreement between them? Larry says that that is not going to happen because it very well could trigger Ryan into relapsing. He said to The Sun, and I quote, "If that's going to be a situation where he gets upset and things are said, Ryan's not participating because he's not going to let her pull his triggers. He's pretty much whatever she wants to do is fine. We're not going to fight it. We're not going to change it. It's just the way it is, and I'm sorry for it." Again, I'm noticing a lot of like slick shade in the way that he's framing things. He's like, you know, he's not going to let her pull his triggers. If Maci and Ryan were to go to custody court, it would be for very, very valid reasons, because Ryan has suffered from addiction for a very long time. And, you know, in the past, he's refused to comply with drug tests. So, of course, any parent would be nervous to have their child around this person. You know what I mean? So I don't think that that is a case of Maci purposely trying to pull his triggers. And it's very unfair of Larry to kind of imply that it would be her fault if he relapsed or anything like that, for simply having to answer to his history as a drug addict and where he is in that sense, you know, where his health currently stands. That would not be a Maci problem. That would be a Ryan problem, a problem that he should be working through with, you know, therapists or, you know, psychologists or whoever it is that could help him fight for custody of his child if that is something that he even, you know, wanted to do. Personally, just based off of Ryan's history as a father to not only Bentley, but like comments he's made when his other son Jagger was born about how he didn't want to help out or anything like that. I personally think that the reason that he's not fighting, first of all, he knows he might not be clean. You know, he knows that, and that might, you know, kick him in the butt. Number two, he's got a very long rap sheet that, you know, is quite recent as well. And number three, he might not be that interested. I think he likes being like the fun uncle, the fun cousin, or whatever in Bentley's life, and he doesn't want any kind of formal responsibility there. Anyway, you guys, I'm really curious about your thoughts on what could have triggered Ryan and Maci to go back to where they kind of were a couple of years ago. You know, do you think that this might mean that Ryan potentially relapsed, or do you think that it's something a little bit petty that Maci is holding a grudge over? You guys already know where I stand, but as usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything. So please make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.